Hi, folks. Today I have the pleasure to host I stopped counting. Fabien Contamina is a rock star, and today he'll be talking about temporary tables in DB SQL. Hi, Fabien.
Hi, Youssef. Thanks for having me once again here. I think it's the fourth time, so I'm still counting, but it's not the last time for sure.
So I'm curious, what's the difference between using a view and a temporary table?
Yeah, basically it's about materialization. In a view, you are doing a definition that you can use and reuse. So it's nice. It has a lot of use case. View are super popular, but sometimes you need to materialize the data because maybe it's a complex calculation that you will need to run multiple times. So instead of redoing the compute n time, you will do once, store the result into a timetable, and then reuse it in your session as long as you want.
So to understand well, temporary table is persisted. So in order to drop the data, should I run a specific command? Is it tied to a session or is it tied to a compute? Which means if I turn off my compute, then I'll lose the temp table. How does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. Temporary tables are session scoped, a bit like the SQL variables in DB SQL. So if you switch compute, obviously you have a new session, but even in the same compute, you can start a new session and your item will drop. Actually, I have a little demo for you. Maybe it's time
Why
to
not? Go
start
ahead.
doing the show. So this is the temporary table script. Basically, we have a new keyword, which is temporary. So we can just create the temporary table. It's exactly the same syntax than with a classical table, except for the moment we don't support liquid clustering, but it's on the roadmap, so it will learn very soon. You see, and now I have a temp table. I have the OK. Please note that you can't create or replace a temporary table. If I run this command, I will get an error. So if you need in the same session to change your temporary table, you need to use the command drop the temporary table. You see, okay. So I've dropped it. It's okay. It's no longer accessible. So let me show you temporary table. So I'm recreating it because I've just dropped it. Let's insert some data and let's check the data output from this command. So I just put one row with ID1, its identity with a timestamp and a value. Okay, it's a table. So if you want, you can run any operation you would be running against a table. You can run insert, update, delete, merge, select. So here I'm showing you just a quick update, and the result is 11 this time. As I told you, it's scoped in the session. So here on the compute, you can see if I'm saving the compute, I can press the new session button. And if I do this and I just run the same select star command, now it's failing because it's a new session, so my object does not exist again. A big topic which is important. Yesterday we talked about multi-statement transaction, and you can't really run a DDL inside MST, and it's also the case for temporary table. So if I want to run this command, it's not supported. But what you can do actually, you can create a temporary table outside of the multi-statement transaction. So this will work, and then inside a statement, it will work. Oh, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because we saw yesterday you need to put a specific parameter.
Exactly. Man, the
Yes, it's
enabling
exactly.
catalog manage. Yeah.
And it's the same parameter for temporary table. So don't forget to add this parameter, data feature catalog manage equals to supported. And then now I can run operation in my temporary table inside the multi-statement transaction. And that's it.
Can you give me an example on when should I use in a specific use case temp tables?
Yeah, let's say you are creating a complex indicator. So you are running a logic and you will reuse this dataset multiple times. So just create your result, use the temporary table multiple times, and at the end of the session, you don't even need to drop the table. It will do it automatically for you.
Okay, that's perfect. It's crystal clear. Um, As Fabien mentioned, it's now running on DB SQL, which means it's using SQL warehouses, but it's coming soon to serverless compute and classic clusters as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much and see you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
In Lake Cow. Rise data seas, lake flow, streams the flow. Iceberg and Delta Lake, tables aglow. Unity catalog governs lake base, OLT base strong. Ginny text to SQL, mosaic and KI prolongs.